So many people on this earth are having a menstrual cycle, and May is the Menstrual Health Awareness Month. So I have been creating this mini series of 3 videos where I am basically interviewing myself, sharing about my experience having a menstrual cycle, what I do to take care of myself, and why I think it's cool to be menstruating. In this video, I'm gonna talk and share about what it means to build a life around a cycle, to build up a lifestyle that supports a menstrual cycle, not just when I'm bleeding, but throughout all the 4 seasons and phases of a menstrual cycle. I think a lot of people in a lot of communities or environments or situations, many people won't feel comfortable mentioning that I'm bleeding or I'm menstruating right now, so I feel like this, or it affects me like this. And I would be so honored if I can help inspire more menstruating people to feel more comfortable with themselves and comfortable with talking about their cycle and speaking up about it, because it is a natural biological process happening, and it is affecting our body, our mood, our energy levels, which also of course influences the people around us. So I think it's important to talk about. How do I build a lifestyle that honors my cycle and not just my period? Well, as I've shared in the first video, I track my cycle every day throughout like the whole period, not just when I'm bleeding. I have this practical paper sheet next to my bed and I fill it out every night, writing down some highlights of the day, some like if I've noticed anything that like has annoyed me, any pains or aches or discharge, I jot that down, or changes in mood, like how was my mood for this day. I track these things to become aware of how my energy and my physical body flows throughout a month. And I found that by through several years of tracking, that it does vary, and it does affect my energy and my mood and my physical energy, everything. How do I adapt my movement, food, and rest depending on where I am in the cycle? This is also a super nice, interesting question, because as I've said, it varies. And first thing is to just notice and then allow the changes to be there. And I guess if you want to start tracking your cycle, then notice if there are times during your cycle, during the month, where you feel more energized, where you feel more tired, where you feel more hungry, where you feel less hungry, where you feel less like socializing, or whatever it is. I think how to adapt, it's just about becoming aware and then accepting it and practicing listening to the body. Okay, do I feel tired? I allow myself to rest a little more during this time. Do I feel more hungry? Okay, I eat a bit more. Not making it okay. A main point and message here would be don't think in linear ways. Don't think black and white, because your cycle will vary so much. Like even how you want to eat, what kinds of foods you feel like eating may vary. I definitely experience this, like when I get closer to my cycle, or when I get closer to bleeding, to bleeding, it's like my quality focus increases regarding food and products and everything. It's like I don't want synthetics. I don't want anything that's like not natural and supporting my body. So you can just start to notice this, if there are any changes, and let give yourself a couple of months to um, try this out and to notice and to look for repeated patterns. Look for patterns that repeat themselves. Yeah. What are my go-to ways to stay grounded and nourished all month long? Essential oils is definitely my go-to supporter during all month. During the spring period, I might feel like I have a tendency to maybe get really excited, or grab just a ton of new ideas and projects, and then some wood oils and oils from roots and trees can really be it's a great tool for me to kind of help me ground and stay focused and stay grounded in my excitement, because I'm allowed to be excited and try a lot of new things. It's all natural and in sync, I believe. But it's nice to maintain a bit of a hold on those things and projects. That's one way I use my oils. Another way is as a mood lifter when I'm in my period, when I'm having my bleed, or when I'm in the luteal phase, which is the fall period, where I experience the most emotional waves and instability. So there I will definitely reach out for citrus oils, flower oils, immune boosting oils like oregano or clove, tea tree, to help me create a sense of protection and nurture and warmth around myself and in my bubble when I'm kind of closing a bit in during that time. I also always make sure to move my body in a way that feels good, in a way that feels supportive. Sometimes I don't know what that looks like. Sometimes I'm for sure in doubt if I need to do a hard workout or just need to do some gentle yoga, but I do my very best to kind of listen and choose what feels nice and fulfilling for me. I move my body in some way every day because it helps me ground generally. Also, it helps me stay grounded and clear and in contact with my body. If I don't move, I tend to get a lot in my head, and it's not nice to get lost in the head. So bringing myself down into the body through movement helps me, and it helps me to also stay connected throughout the whole month in the different phases of my cycle, because my energy levels will vary. For instance, when I'm in my bleed, I will often have this intuitive sense of moving my body. It's like I often feel like dancing or moving intuitively when I'm in my bleed, and I don't feel so much like grabbing the weights. It's coming from within, really. It's an amazing feeling. I feel so connected when I'm bleeding. So connected to myself and to nature as well. I got the question recently, like, what is your craving when you're bleeding? And my craving is nature, really. I feel like it's nothing like food wise that I crave. I just crave nature. I feel like I could eat nature. I want to suck it in. I want to lick the grass or the leaves on the trees or hug the plants, or like that's the kind of craving I have. Being outside also is a way for me to stay balanced and nourished and grounded throughout the whole month, not just when I'm bleeding. How do I balance being productive with being in tune with my body? Taking that deep breath right now is probably the answer. I tune in with my breath often, many times during the day. And when I remember, I breathe all the way down into my lower belly and into my genitals, actually. Also, I imagine I breathe all the way down there, and that, I don't know if you can imagine it, or you can try it for yourself, but that really creates like a sense of deep relaxation and connection and relief for me. It's like some sort of safety also. As often as I remember, I will take these deep connected breaths down into my center, into my core, all the way into my root, and that will help me stay tuned with what I need, with what my body needs. Again, I reach out for my essential oils to help me also with focus and connection and all of these things. A great oil to mention here is In Tune. It's a blend from doTERRA. In Tune, I use it here almost every day to help me stay focused and aligned with what it is I want and need to do, and also with how I can align those doings with what I need. It's magical what the plants can help us with. They're really just communicating, telling ourselves how to optimize and stay well functioning and healthy. So the oils are communicating with us, reminding us, our body, how to do it, how to heal ourselves, how to take care of ourselves, how to detox what we don't no longer need, all these things. It's beautiful. And I'm compassionate with myself too. To the best of my ability, I try to not judge myself if I happen to do a little too much or like go over the edge with a project, or like even though I did notice I was tired but I kept going, or the other way, I paused for a little longer than needed, even though my intuition was telling me go get this thing done or whatever. I just do my best to go with the flow, and if I happen to not flow so much one day, then I forgive myself, and if not in the moment, then I know I'll forgive myself the next day or after an hour or whatever. If I could give one piece of advice to someone wanting to connect more with their cycle, what would it be? I'd say start to track your cycle, not just when you're bleeding, but throughout the whole month. Have a little notebook or a sheet made for this. You can Google it or something, look up if you can find a template. Write something down every day, and you probably won't figure much out after 1 month. Do it over 3 or 4 months and notice if there are some patterns that show up at the same time of the month every month, or like notice how it flows for you, if there's any rhythm. Another advice is understand the importance of healthy quality foods, nutrition, because what you eat is highly influencing the way your hormones work, the way your whole body work, the way your system work, and therefore also how your menstrual cycle is flowing and affecting you. So if you can start to optimize and enhance the way you eat so that it deeply nourishes you, then you are taking a very good step. Like, eat healthy fats is really great, proteins, organic veggies and fruits. That's pretty much the essentials. So top 2 advice is start tracking and become aware of how you're eating. The more I attune myself to my cycle and become aware of the small differences and adjustments that I experience, the more ease and flow and clarity and peace I actually experience, because I understand how my personal rhythm is and how my body reacts to certain biological phases or states inside, and I'm able to like show up in the world with more gentleness and compassion to myself and also to others, because I know that if somebody's having an emotional breakdown, they might just be in the luteal phase of their menstrual cycle, and you know, it's all good. I hope that this mini-series, this video, or all 3 videos, have inspired you to get to know yourself better, your cycle better, to feel more comfortable about menstruation, and to start to dance with your inner rhythm, with your with your cycle. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, appreciate your bleed if you can, or just honor that you are part of that natural biological process.